Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And I'm staring at show notes that I can't edit.
And you're listening to Just Cool Enough. And guys, it's the middle of February. So you know what that means. It's officially summer in Los Angeles.
Summer in Los Angeles. Beaches, surfing.
It is 84 degrees outside.
A beautiful 84 degrees.
That's just like what it is here, 21 and snowing.
And the same thing here, an inch of snow and, negative 12.
And like we all have summer weather. Let's go out and, celebrate.
I'm just hitting up the beaches, hitting on the Flint River beaches.
Oh,
God. The poor people.
Place you get numbers and lead poisoning.
Yeah. And in the 50s, you could have got a Cadillac there, but you can't anymore. So welcome to Just Cool Enough. Do we have a tagline yet? It's been 318 episodes.
Yeah, it's a tagline. 318 episodes and still no tagline.
It used to be Just Cool Enough, a podcast about things we like, but now it's a podcast about whatever the guy who owns the company tells us to talk about.
Yeah, we sold... Okay, we sold all the stock options for Just Cool Enough to... a magical producer, and now we have show notes and everything. So there. So I'm gonna go.
We don't have to do anything that really puts us out there and makes us feel bad. By the way, you should try Pepsi. It's amazing.
Yeah, and after you've tried that Pepsi, maybe you'd like to eat some delicious Taco Bell burritos.
Just snap into a Slim Jim.
Enjoy the new quesarito. Sponsored by Taco Bell's quesarito, whatever the fuck it's called.
One of those three things.
Kyle, Mickey C, formerly of WoW Radio, and been on the show. Our friend Kyle McCarley did voiceover for that. So
did he really?
Yeah. If you ever see that quesarito one with it's gonna be bigger than this, or it's gonna be bigger.
I have seen that.
His voice is like three of the voices in that.
That's Kyle?
Yeah, he's like the one with the drones.
We're like famous.
Yeah.
By proxy,
That's so
I know
cool.
Someone who's kind of like famous, and I know somebody who works for Blizzard, so it's kind of like I work for Blizzard too.
It's just the same thing. By the way, Overwatch beta, or is it a beta or is it an alpha? It's beta. We're totally playing Overwatch after the show, right, guys? Like that's happening.
Sure.
Eric,
I've
you
been
guys
drilling it for the last day and a half.
Didn't you say you were super close on leveling?
Yeah, because they put a new level system in there. Oh, sorry, we can't talk about this. It's not in the show notes.
Yeah,
okay.
Stop it! He'll get angry.
Not again, please! Not the hits!
Last time we left welts, and I couldn't explain that to my fiance. She's like, "Where'd you get those welts? Who are you cheating on me?" I'm like, "I did. It's the man on the internet who beats me."
He just keeps punching me over the airwaves. Guys, this is cyberbullying, all right? The show notes are cyberbullying. We can't have these things. It just distracts us trying to be organized. We're wild stallions of podcasting. We can't be held back.
So they put in a new leveling system in Overwatch, kind of like you would have in Hearthstone or Heroes of Storm, where you're per person levels.
Or video game.
But any video game. I also kind of like this. Who does that get? It's kind of like Team Fortress because you can get crates, but at least you don't buy crates, or you don't have to buy keys for crates. Every time you level, you get a crate, and then you open it and have skins and other things and money that
you get like 4 or 5 things too. It's not just one thing, which is nice.
So I'm so close to level 10. I can feel.
Do you get like more crates because you hit a level 10? I
don't know. Let me go find out right now.
No, stay on for the show. We'll play after. So yeah, is that all you've been doing this week, Ike, or anything else going on?
That came out yesterday.
Oh, okay. So was there anything before that?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone and Heroes. I've been enjoying the new Wizard. And
Eric, have you played any Heroes lately?
Nope.
Wizard.
What's the new Wizard's name? Do you know?
Mi Ling.
Mi Ling is OP, like totally overpowered. She's really.
Actually, I think it's really Li Ming, but I call her Mi Ling.
Oh, sorry. See, thanks a lot. You make me sound like a total jackass.
Well, it could be Lo Ping. I don't know.
Just stop. Isn't that some sort of dish?
It's Lo Pan. It's you're playing the villain from Big Trouble in Little China. You're Lo Pan.
Actually, that would.
It keeps your ping low.
Ping low? Oh my God. Jeez. Okay.
It's Ho Ping.
Please tell me about this character, because I was getting. She has like some long range attacks that just wreck stuff.
Well, she kidnaps green-eyed women to marry her, so she could so that she could live forever. And the only person who can stop her is Jack Burton or Kurt Russell, playing Jack Burton, but only after he drinks the magical juice that is given to him by Victor Wong.
Okay, is that a big problem?
Yeah, big problem.
That's a huge problem. That's a huge problem in a tiny city.
You guys, Big Trouble in Little China is one of the best movies ever made.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Yeah.
Well, you're the first person in real life to tell me that. I watched a YouTube review of something, and they're like, "You gotta watch this movie. It's so good. There's so many good acting.
It's so good.
It's so good. So good."
So Li Mei has a very small auto attack range, but her abilities are really long range. So she's a good counter for somebody like Sergeant Hammer if you've ever played the game. But I've seen her used a lot in competitive play that I've been getting into Hero League, and she's almost picked all the time because her burst damage is just insane.
Yeah, it really is. Like, even as a big tanky guy, Leoric, it's like, oh shit, she's firing her stuff, and then I'm like void walking or whatever the hell. It's not called void walking.
My laser.
Yeah, she fires this long range laser that'll reach you, even if you're shadow stepping. That's what it is. Shadow stepping away, and you really gotta get out of the way. Don't stay in the lane.
Her broken abilities for people who are familiar with heroes but not with her. Her passive abilities, anytime she kills anyone, it resets all of her cooldowns. And her two main alts are Archon mode, which eventually you can just sit in and fire a laser for free mana. So you just sit there and just keep firing it for no reason at all, or for no cost at all. And then the second ability is like the small pushback, which at first seemed stupid, and like everyone was kind of avoiding it. But now with the burst damage that she can do, she can actually eventually teleport towards someone and explode and kill them. So she fires off all her shit really quick and then jumps towards them and explodes, and they die in like a split second.
So that's how that happened. Because I'm just sitting there at the keyboard, I'm like at half health, and then boom, dead. I'm like, what the heck? There was no Nova. Why did this happen? So cool. So that's what you've been doing this week. It sounds like.
And buying more pop vinyls because that's what I need.
You bought more pop vinyls?
Every time I'm at Meltdown Comics and I walk by the pop vinyl section, I wonder which of these Ike doesn't have. Like if he were here right now, what would he immediately buy?
I always think when I look at them, like, what is Ike gonna do with his money next time? Like, what's after pop vinyls for Ike? I want to know what your next new thing it is. Like, what is?
There's gonna be some like pay to play stuff in Overwatch. Somebody said somewhere. I can't confirm that. It's not official news, but that's what somebody mentioned. One of our friends.
Oh, so
I'm like, no, I gotta put the brakes on giving Blizzard too much money.
Right? Yeah, no problem.
Don't get money for Overwatch because you're gonna have to give it to play the game in the first place.
Well, that's like. I gave money to Hearthstone before it came out, and I was like, oh man, I gave money to the game and all my stuff got reset. But they made good on it though, right? Well, like they gave me things.
One last, at least Blizzard-related thing that I am kind of excited for is in Hearthstone. I've been trying to get all my heroes up to 60, so I have a 60 mage, a 60 warlock, a 60 hunter. I'm working on my priest right now. But I'm really glad to hear that they're going to do what they call a standard, which sounds a lot like Magic, because that's what they ripped off. And basically in standard, it's all the cards in the last 2 years they're going to start. So that way, what was happening is people were feeling like, oh, a new player to the game can't keep up because they feel like they have to buy all these cards in order to be able to play. But now with standard mode, you can just worry about the stuff in the last 2 years, so Blizzard's still making their money, but you also don't have to buy everything ever made. But they're also going to have wild mode that will allow people to play with all the cards that ever came out.
That would be. I don't play Magic competitively, but I know enough about it. I've been to enough friendly local game shops to know enough about it. Those kind of modes, like if they did just because in Magic tournaments there's always like booster pack plays where you get like a couple of booster packs and you just kind of go with whatever. So, like if they had something like that,
excuse me, it's called drafting.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, same shit. That's what I meant. Fucking fuck you.
Jeez, you bringing the salt.
I'm multitasking. I'm trying to talk about Magic the Gathering and play Cookie Clicker.
You're playing Cookie Clicker? Okay.
Yeah, version 2.0 came out, or 2.0. too.
There always has to be one of us playing games. So if it's not me and Eric, Joe,
Cookie
it has to be
Clicker
you.
is not really a play thing. It's kind of like
it's a watch thing.
I've left it open. I started it 31 hours ago and have not closed the tab. So I just gotta occasionally check in.
You know, I don't understand because I was playing a game, Android game called Adventure
Capitalist.
Yeah, Adventure Capitalist.
It's nice because you know.
But I don't understand. So like this. There's no fun in it. Like you use the word fun, but there's no fun. It's just numbers.
At no point did I say fun. Adventure Capitalist is interesting because it's because you the thing is like earn enough money and then start over and then you earn money faster and keep doing that and then
right. But it's not. That's the thing. Like there's no fun that happens. It's just the numbers going up. And I don't know why I would come back to it. It was really weird.
It's not as it's mechanically I think probably a little better than Cookie Clicker. But what I like about Cookie Clicker is the story and
there's a story.
Like there's this whole thing in the old version and they've enhanced it now. But like there's at one point where because you buy upgrades as you're going. And there was one upgrade, which I'm sure still exists, where it was like Eldritch Grandmas, because one of the tiers is grandmas that bake your cookies.
Right,
and
yeah.
You get these weird, like, they become like weird Cthulhuine grandmas, and it kind of corrupts the world. Like, all your little, because you see little representations of your grandmas on the screen, and they become all like deformed, like creatures from The Thing, and then it'll just like, it has like little news things, like right now it's like, is the earth getting lighter because of all the cookie mining? But then like, once you do the Eldritch Grandma thing, it'll be like we hunger grandmas, and then like weird pictures of like creepy grandmas will be on your screen and stuff like that. And
speaking of creepy, really quick, Joe, I don't know if you've noticed this or any of the listeners who might be actually watching the stream, and if you're not, that's okay. But we were talking about weeks, and I have to ask Eric. Speaking of weeks, what's going on with the weird white, I assume, zip-up hoodie to your right? Because it looks like it's covered in blood.
What?
Wait a sec. Hold on. Let me pop Eric up here on the screen.
I put that there on purpose. I was waiting for someone to bring it up.
You know, I saw it, but I was like, maybe this is some like weird Dexter shit that I'm just not gonna get into. Like, this is Eric's little call for help.
Nothing. It's not. It's just a painter's jumpsuit covered in bloody handprints. I don't see why you would even bring it up. No, it's for a sketch. I had it draped over there, and then I realized we were doing the show, and I could see it in the shot, so I draped it more prominently. It's for a thing I'm shooting this weekend.
All right.
It's for a thing he's shooting this weekend.
Yeah, I totally
shooting. He
filming
needs
stuff.
to go.
No, I'm filming this weekend. It's a snuff film. I'm going to. Yeah.
Eric.
Those are getting popular.
Eric, I'm worried about you.
I'm filming two things. On Sunday, I'm filming a sketch about a serial killer. Well, I'm producing the sketch, so I'm hiring all the actors and stuff like that, and trying to get the props. And I got this. And then Friday, I'm filming a sketch where I'm going to play an old man who fucks a pile of frisbees. So that should be fun.
Well, you told us the punchline, so it'll never be funny now.
You know what's funny about that, Eric?
Yeah, it's such a simple joke. It's just A to B. Old man having love,
sex. They go
like peanut butter jelly.
Ideas, those classic sketch ideas
right.
that's been done to death.
It's just, it's just, you know what? I think you should just call that like a creative reinterpretation of the classic old man pile of frisbees story.
Wasn't that one of the bits that was on like the old Three Stooges? They all get together and fucking pile of frisbees.
Womp.
Hey, Dr. Jones, time to fuck a pile of frisbees. Why I oughta.
Just gets hit in the face with a pie.
That's it's a frisbee.
A pie frisbee.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Oh my gosh, Eric.
Putting whipped cream in a frisbee. That's crazy. Frisbees are for fucking.
What else did you do this week, Eric? Anything? It sounds like you have a really great week coming up. You're producing stuff now. Like you're like, you know what? I'm gonna be a producer now.
Well, listen, everyone in California is a porn producer.
I didn't think this is a weird porn.
He said snuff film. I'm just saying.
Snuff film, old man, frisbees.
Yeah.
When I think snuff, I think of all those things, and then maniacal doctor guy, like beef carver looking dude. Like there's a lot to this. There's a lot of complexity. Hope you could tie up all the loose ends in this
The layer
story.
thing. It's very
There's lots of
layered.
layers. It's like Eric's videos are like better than onions. There's so many layers.
Onions are not that good.
Ogres, no, like ogres, better than ogres.
All
that's
the
it.
layers.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
say that in front of my box full of tiny little plastic ogres.
Oh, are they getting better?
You meant
Did you paint 'em?
augers. Augers.
Yeah, to throw
Perfect.
snow.
Yeah.
So-
What's this? What's this snow? I've never heard of it. I live in California.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm coming to visit you next month. You didn't know
Yeah.
that until just now.
I kind of figured when Sarah asked me when's the next time you're performing.
Oh man, I don't even get to
exactly
break. I
where.
wanted my girlfriend's stealing my thunder. Wait, she's
Yeah.
my wife.
She was like, when's the next time you're performing improv and where? I was like, oh, so Joe's coming over.
Yeah, we're trying to keep him away, so you tell us when
What?
and where, and we'll make sure he goes to the opposite side.
I'm gonna be like the Joker. I'm like, just in the back
Can I ask,
clapping.
when exactly are you planning to be here? Because I will be gone for a week next month.
That's what I was wondering. Are you leaving the last week of the month?
No, I'm the last week of this month or
Next month. So that's
No, I will
February.
be-
It's February now.
I will be. I should be the last. Yeah, because first week I'm in France. Third week, that third weekend, I'm in Big Bear. But that last weekend, I'm
So, because I'm gonna be there probably like 12th through the 19th, possibly.
here. Okay. I am. I will be here. I leave the 18th and the.
Oh, good. We can get our schedule. Wow, I just realized this is super boring. We're doing scheduling on air.
No. It's in the show notes. We can talk about it.
I'll put it in the show notes real quick so we don't get yelled
Cut
at.
out all that
No,
video
he-
game stuff, but we can leave this part in.
No, he said it. He said it right here. Spend 20 minutes talking about your schedule.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I see. He spelled schedule differently than I'm used to because I spell it wrong and it's correct here. So
So speaking of stuff, really quick, Joe, looking at your face, it kind of looks like your beard's getting a little out of control.
it is. Oh man, why?
Like-
Like that's not even a little bit of it. Watch this. I go full.
I don't even.
Whoa! How's that? Like that's even more crazy,
I
right?
missed the spot, the bottom right-hand corner. You got to come up with that.
See, I can't tell because every
There you
time
go.
you're about to comb your hair, Ike starts talking and it switches to a picture of him. So
Okay, well,
Well,
then it'll
I'm
be
doing all the listeners who are watching the stream a favor.
okay. So now it's like a before and after. Now I got like totally like I'm a terrorism now. Like I went from
Terrorism? You're terrorism?
Yeah, I went from like, he might be Italian, maybe Maltese or something, maybe. So now it's just like, oh, he's a brown guy. You make sure you check him out at the airport. I'm
Well,
gonna have to.
it's just racist enough.
I've lived it. I've lived it.
I know you told me.
Even with white girls next to me, they still come after me. It's a price we have to pay for freedom, or at least the illusion of it.
You actually look better that way, though. I'm not like either up or down, but not this half up, half down bullshit that you had going on.
Really? You think it looks
Speaking
better
of
like this?
being a podcast, for the people that can't see us, it looks like he glued a bunch of fake pubes to his face.
That's actually what I've been doing for years.
For those of you listening to the audio version, neither one of them have any facial hair right now, and it's a weird bit. It's a weird.
Here's the one
just-
with the fucking facial hair. This one.
Eric we mailed all of our facial hair to Eric, and Eric is wearing the facial hair for our audio listeners.
For those of you who are only audio listeners and have never clicked on the About section of our website to see pictures of us, I have a full ZZ Top beard.
It's
And-
like
and
he
now-
took one of those magnets that you see on those little doodle things and magnetized all the fake hair to his face.
Like what was it, Fuzzy Wuzzy? What were those things called? Fuzzy
don't know.
What
Willies?
happened to the About section? Somebody took that off the website?
Oh, sorry. The producer made me take it off the website. Actually, I don't know what happened to that.
Oh, it was moved to footer navigation.
Oh, yeah, I probably did that on accident. What the fuck?
So your 6-month plan didn't cost for running this show into the ground. What do we got for stories this week?
Oh, well, we'll get to stories right after I do a couple plugs here. Just Cool Enough is brought to you by Shout Engine. Go start a podcast for free in 5 minutes or less and Shout Engine at shoutengine.com. Also, we have Alpha Geek Media and Alpha Geek Radio. We live stream on tons of different stuff like Xbox 360s, Roku boxes, and whatever other consoles are out there. I said consoles.
I would like to point out that whenever you plug Shout Engine, the only one who benefits from that is you.
That's not
Like,
true.
Alpha
You guys
Geek,
also
we don't
benefit
talk
in
about
it.
And,
What are you
how's
talking-
that? How's this? How do you figure?
Because once Shout Engine makes all that sweet venture capitalist money, you guys are going to be riding my golden coattails right to the top. It's a simple plan.
Like who? What? I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a simple plan.
Simple plan.
We
Plug
invest
Shout
in
Engine.
him, and then we get 6 people to invest into us.
Right.
And then we get our money back, and those 6 people get 6 people to invest for each of them.
Right. And then if you're at the ground level of this thing, Ike, like you just got to understand, like this is a great deal.
Well,
this is
you
a
need
great
to-
deal.
you need
If you
to,
just sign
like,
right here,
imagine-
please.
Imagine like a triangle, but like multi-side, like a triangle.
like
Or
a-
I'm
Like a
above
3D,
you.
3D. Think of a pyramid almost. Well, no, not a pyramid. Like a
Like
multi-sided
a
triangle.
square, like a square, but with like one less side. Like
Right,
with 2 sides
right.
instead of- yeah.
Like the top side's missing, so all the sides kind of collapse in on each other.
Yeah.
No.
They
Think,
come to a point.
where it would collapse, you put the word marketing.
Yeah.
And marketing holds it together. Anyway, also we have a live chat room. We do this show live every week here at 6:30 Eastern Time, and what is that? 3:30 Pacific. Eric?
Yep.
So go check out the live chat room. We have people in there now, like Blazers33X, who is our resident Eddie Murphy expert. So he'd be happy to talk to you about Eddie Murphy and other movies. Yeah, so we have a couple.
I stumped him.
You did stump him, and he wasn't happy about that. He talked to me about that after
Yeah,
the
he
show.
didn't show up
So
to the,
how
the
can you
show
be an
for another
expert
3
if you get
months.
stumped?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even experts have to learn stuff. Just because you're an expert doesn't mean you know everything,
No, I
right?
expect them to know everything, or else
What- I mean, like-
they're
You know-
they're whatever. It's right below expert.
You're actually right. Like calling somebody an expert, or is anybody ever an expert at something? Like who's an expert? Who's a subject matter expert in something?
I pretty much know everything about all the things.
Well,
so-
we know you are.
Well, like how specific do you want to be? Like, would you say that you're an expert at Shout Engine?
Yes.
Yes. The answer's yes.
So it's a very small niche for people to be an expert in, but you could argue that you are in fact an expert in something.
Well, yeah, I guess, but I'm not. I wouldn't. I think once you say you're an expert, that also means you're probably a pompous asshole because, like, oh, I learned everything about this topic.
So what you're saying is Eric's a mega expert.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I think
what yet, but he's a mega expert. is what
I
you
think
said.
Eric's the biggest expert we got on the show. Listeners, send in your thoughts about that.
Hey,
I'm sending it to the show at justcoolenough.com.
Again,
I
that
bought a
email
size
address.
34 pants, so I'm not as big of an expert as I used to be.
He's a shrinking expert. He's a fit expert.
You're fit. You should be on the fitness show. Oh gosh, yeah. So our producers, it's kind of like Top Gear when they just like the producers are making us do this. We're just the 3 guys. The producers have some
And
stories
also,
lined up.
much like Top Gear, Joe gets angry, punches him in the face, and then gets fired.
Oh my god! fly out, just punch him in the face, and then like there's this big news story, and then it's a surprise. I was a dick all the seasons.
Yeah. Remember how you thought he was a lovable dick? Turns out he was just an actual dick.
Just a real dick the whole time. Actually, this story that is linked.
There are 4 stories, Joe.
Oh God! I'm not used to this.
Jeez.
Jeez. All
Yeah,
right.
actually,
Those Russians are at it again. All right, guys. Like,
the producer said there were like 4, but he only expected us to get to 2. So you better get to 2, Joe. You got a half hour. Let's go.
oh my God, I can't do it under this kind of pressure. No, the Russians are at it again, winning wars and stuff with their cool Russian truck that is labeled from Truck Yeah. They call it the best truck in the universe. It's not even a truck though. Have you guys seen this thing at all? I'm gonna pull it up on screen
I'm
here.
watching an animated GIF of it. It's got giant, somewhat inflatable wheels, and it's driving through a lake.
It looks like they.
Truck, yeah.
Okay, for audio listeners, here you go. It's like a Tonka truck, like in a van, just like smashed together.
It's
almost.
like those old
I like how you're
school, like those remote control trucks, but like a life size one. Like
It does.
It's like a little like Tonka trunk fucked Bigfoot the monster truck, and this is its slightly smaller baby.
It is,
like
yeah.
You said for audio listeners, but you haven't even shown the video watchers the picture. So really,
No,
it's
fuck
for
those video
anyone.
listeners. We don't give a shit about them.
Okay, fine.
Watchers.
They can Google that shit.
Joe,
Video they're video listeners. Okay, here you go. There's the thing. I'm gonna present to everyone here. Check this out. Check
Watch
this
this
thing.
GIF at 6 frames a minute.
Well, okay, fine. We'll go to a photo then. Fine. Look at that
Reminds
thing.
me of a dog trying to climb out of the lake. Like it does it eventually, but it struggles for a while.
Well, that's the thing because it's
does.
amphibious.
I see that.
It
does.
totally.
It reminds me exactly of the chaise lounge on our couch broke, and I have to fix it. And now the dog has to struggle to get on the couch proper because it doesn't have the chaise lounge to sort of make an easy step.
I don't know if you drop something that big into a lake, calling it amphibious works, because I'm pretty sure that the tires reached the bottom of the lake.
No, the title, you know, like those old like Steamboat Willie boats. Like the tires work like that. They're just giant paddles, and they're just so it is kind of like dog paddling around. But so it's this little tiny truck van Tonka thing that is probably closer to an ATV here in America, but it
looks like most of the SUVs that get driven around.
Looks like something out of Hydra.
I'm just excited because it's only like 49,000 rupees or rubles.
I expect to see this parked in a compact spot in the coming weeks.
Just two smart cars under. No, it's actually really tiny though. It's like it looks way bigger. It looks way bigger than what you're thinking.
I've got it. You said that when I came to visit you for your wedding, whatever shindig that you had there.
Shit,
you said you wanted to live off the grid.
Shit, I forgot about that.
You said you wanted to live off the grid. Throw some solar panels on that shit and drive it out in the ocean. You're all set, man.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Except it's gas powered.
I would convert it to like to salt water or something. I don't know. I would figure it out.
They don't have those. Oddly enough, they don't have saltwater powered vehicles.
Why not?
The first one, Joe would make it.
I'm gonna whenever you're in science fiction, they always are like, oh, just deionize the cryptogulator, and then like, oh, here's the power.
Oh, so you are a scientist. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you didn't know?
I didn't realize that you had a PhD in Scientology.
I always had a PhD. It just, yeah.
Pretty dumb dick.
Oh, I didn't know if anybody would get that reference.
PhD was awarded by...
I was just going to let it hang there for a while, see if anybody picked up.
PhD, a pretty hairy dick, and it's like, why would you say that?
There's a lot of things that acronym is accurately stating about me. So,
God.
So anyway, the cryptogulator.
It looks like a tube sock you left under the couch for 6 years.
Oh God, dude, don't talk about tube socks. That's disgusting. You know what happens in tube socks? Stay in tube socks.
Oh God! Until you put it in the washing machine.
Don't know. I was talking about tube socks in Vegas. Oh, gross. So anyway, that's the story. There's no story here other than the Russians invented a tiny little vehicle that can travel over almost anything and looks like a cute little car.
I'm pretty sure that the dolphins could make short work of that.
The dolphin? No way. This will take on the dolphins.
You pop a few tires, that shit will sink like a rock.
Dolphins can't pop those tires. You can't break those tires.
Laser beams on their heads, remember? Or was that the sharks? No, that was the sharks with laser beams.
That's a long callback. I don't even remember what episode that was on. I wish we can call back
Continuity, Joe. Continuity. That's
for our long-time listeners. They know that. They know that. But anyway, yeah. This looks like one of the trucks that I would invent in my head when I'm 8 years old. Do you guys ever come up with anything like that?
They're like, hey Billy, if you could design a truck, what would it look like? They're like, hey, this kid came up with a giant wheeled, small-bodied truck. Let's do it. He said it can drive in water, so let's do it.
Yeah, there's never been a good car that's been able to make the transition from water to land.
Yes, there's been cars.
What car? The one in James Bond, that Lotus?
No. They do that shit all the time.
The duck boat? No, I'm just saying
the original Jeeps from World War II were aquatic.
Yeah, okay, barely. They can cross a stream. If there's any sort of current in that stream, all the people are going to get washed away.
So I think another criteria to your issue, Joe, is that it has to look nice when it's not on.
No, I'm about functionality above anything else.
Like in a duck boat, That goes from water to land pretty easily.
Okay, you know what? You win because I like duck boats. I know you totally like you win. I'm not even gonna try to fight it. The duck boats, especially in Massachusetts.
You could have just been reveling in this if you stopped complaining about me playing video games. But the moment you get me off that shit, you lose.
I did. I just Ike has only been using half of his brain for 318 episodes. Now the full power of Ike. The full power of Ike Dodge has been witnessed. I've been stumped by the duck boat.
I'm think you find this Ike Dodge is fully operational.
Fire the Ike beams. The Christo Contabulator. I don't remember the thing I made up.
Well,
So, yeah.
I'm glad that you said it then.
I'm trying to remember it so I could tag it in the show notes. Because a lot of people are going to search for it.
That's not how tags work. I don't think you like. Oh yeah, let's add all these tags that are invented words. That'll help our SEO.
If we invent the word first and then it gets popular, that's when we win. Because we'll have the oldest links. That's the new monetization model, according to our new producer. We're going to invent words. I didn't see any of these stories that really interest me other than that one. It was also who is this guy?
Who the fuck does he think he is?
But yeah, so there you go. There's a truck. That's what happened. The Russians did it. I don't trust them at all. You guys interested in the Deadpool movie at all?
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of this things going for it. You know, Ryan Reynolds is probably the perfect person to cast as it, and it was the kind of movie that wasn't gonna ever happen, and then except that test footage got leaked, and then people were like, make this fucking movie, so they're making this fucking movie. My only problem is I've watched a number of the trailers, and it seems to me like there's that one my prediction for this movie is like it's gonna be an hour of him, doing quips. Like half an hour into it, he gets his power and he looks all fucked up, and then like it does a bunch of quips, and then like the last half hour is him putting on the suit in that one fight scene, because there's that fight scene on that freeway overpass, and then them at some some dock. I think that's all big one long sequence that starts there and ends there. I don't think it's if it were to jump into like the Deadpooliness sooner, it'd be great, but I think it'll be fine. It's an origin story, which those always kind of work, but I feel like I've seen everything, ever since the first trailer came out. I've seen the whole movie.
So that's actually how I've been feeling too, because after the trailer came out, I was like, oh, this is going to be great, and then I've inadvertently seen other parts because of trailers and whatever previews, and I'm like, oh, is the whole movie gonna be this? Because it actually kind of reminds me of like Stephen Colbert's book. This is something I'm going into.
I am American, so are you.
Do you guys? So like I bought that book and I went to read it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then I started reading it. I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna want to read 100 words at all. Like I don't even. 100 words are in a book, right? I don't want to read 400 pages of this caricature of.
That's also why I felt like I got the Daily Show book, America, the textbook, and it's kind of fun to look at, but it's not like something I'm gonna go to town on.
Right, and I have that too. What were you gonna say?
I missed the beginning of this because when you admit that I get something right, the internet apparently breaks on my end.
It's just not used to it. It's like it's eating something it hasn't processed in a long time.
But on the flip side of things, I am really excited about this. Even though I kind of in the same boat where they keep fitting you enough in each little new trailer that you're kind of like, well, I really don't need to see it because I feel like I've seen it all. But at the same time, I really enjoy this particular comic book character. Because
you don't think it's going to...
But he's always breaking the fourth wall, so I don't mind that it's a little gimmicky, a little funny, a little maybe that's the whole friggin' movie.
No, that's the whole thing.
That's what I want to go see.
Right. Yeah.
But how long is that going to be different for? Like, I think, like if you did a 20-minute...
Deadpool 2, I'd be like, okay. If they're like, hey, we're going to do a Deadpool 3, I'm like, no.
I remember a couple of weeks ago, me and my friends had, like, a serious, like, 20-minute discussion about... Because Stan Lee always plays a cameo in all of the Marvel movies. And I hate that they're calling this a Marvel movie because it's not. It's a Fox movie. Fuck that. It's not. Marvel has nothing to do with it. It's Fox. But but because Marvel is so fucking king shit of everything, they're saying Marvel's Deadpool when it's really Fox's Deadpool. But they put Stan Lee in all of these fucking movies, so we were like having a discussion of like what the Stan Lee thing would be like if. Like the obvious one would be like he walks out and Deadpool's like, oh great, the Stan Lee cameo that's in all of these stupid movies. But then one of the guys, I wish I took credit for this, but it was somebody else, was like honestly, I hope it's like he sees Stan Lee and he goes, Daddy, or something like that, you know.
Well, it was so. What's the difference? Why is it a Fox movie and not a Marvel movie? I don't. Can you explain that to me?
Fox owns the X-Men and and the Fantastic Four and anything kind of related to X-Men, which they have the license to that. Which not own it, but they have the license.
Remember, Deadpool was in the X-Men.
Yeah, he was, and he is.
Okay, thank you, Ike.
He is a mutant. He has his powers. His powers come from, in the comic books, they come from Wolverine's powers. He's part of the same medical experiment that built Wolverine. So he is part of the X-Men's universe, which is why Fox has the rights to make movies about him.
Whoa. Okay, so this is kind of like a baby between two production places.
No, it's entirely a Fox. Marvel has nothing to do with it.
No, it is Marvel only in name, but really Fox is the one who owns everything.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I came up with this idea, and Fox is like, okay, it's ours now, and we'll just put your name on it because we can get more people to watch our movie if we say that.
It's not just because they always add the Marvel logo, which I think is contractually they have to. But I was listening, like I was driving to this morning, and they were like Marvel's Deadpool, and I was like, stop saying Marvel's Deadpool and trying to confuse people. It's Fox's Deadpool, even though it's the best depiction of Deadpool we've ever seen on cinema.
Has he had any other movies? I've only ever seen comics.
He was in the Wolverine or X-Men Origins Wolverine, also played by Ryan Reynolds, but it wasn't actually Deadpool. Like he played Wade Wilson. And then he was the end villain where they gave him a bunch of powers where they let him teleport. They sewed his mouth shut, which because nobody wants to hear Deadpool talk. And
nobody wants to hear Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, what is Van Wilder doing in my superhero movie? Didn't he already kill the Green Lantern or whatever the hell that movie was?
Yeah, they were like, hey, you know how people love Deadpool for his funny quips? What if we have Ryan Reynolds play Deadpool, but don't let him talk?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's ship it. It's gonna be great. I know a lot of people that are super excited. They're all on board on the boat, on the duck boat too. We're all in the same little place, but I'm not gonna rush out to see it.
Saying duck boat because I don't know if this is gonna make it on land.
You know, like it's just gonna stay out there at sea.
We'll see if it'll make it on land.
Yeah. I love all the promotional stuff. That's great. All the
they have been doing a really good job, like making fun of their own stuff and then ripping off of other things and just really kind of making a mockery of the movie industry, and that's
totally a Deadpool thing to do.
Right. It makes sense. They're breaking the fourth wall even in advertising, and that signals to me that it's going to be a smart movie. At least the advertising team is smart, but
it seems like it's being made by people that give a shit, which is great.
Right. Which is good. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. Great seems pretty strong wording.
Yeah.
I heart poople. Wait, what was that? I heart dead poople. There was a billboard.
Yeah, it's like
that's actually ingrained in my brain. Like there was a thing that said I don't know whatever.
It was I love Deadpool, but in emojis.
Yeah.
That was the billboard that they had going around the country for a while.
Yeah, there you go. But people didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because, middle America and Joe Cariotti, me. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? What is this?
I've got enough trailers, though, on YouTube that I think I could probably get through
so
without watching the movie.
I feel like there's not going to be a conflict in the movie.
No, there is.
No, they start setting one up.
They kidnapped his girlfriend, which is fucking stupid.
Right. Well, you know what? You know what's actually that's actually something I find refreshing. Like just like the small time, like the good old, kidnap the girlfriend one. That finally.
To the train tracks.
Deadpool, you'll never catch me alive, Trey. Yeah, choose between this girl or that other girl. Like it's really.
I shall get both.
The nobody wins, man. What kind of evil bastard? I didn't. But like, we went so far with superhero movies, and beyond galaxies worth of people that are affected, and now Superman and Batman are fighting, and just like, what the hell? What more can we do? I just feel like it's that I think the Deadpool is the nail in the coffin for superhero movies.
I don't.
So,
I don't agree.
are-
I think they're going forever.
Superhero movies like zombie movies, like we're just gonna get a plethora of them, and then people are like, okay, it's time to move on. Like,
See, aren't you guys
what?
done? Like, I'm done with zombies. I'm done with superheroes
I'm totally
too.
looking towards like
I'm not-
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies coming out. I'm sure it's gonna be a shit
The
movie,
thing-
but I will love to go see that.
The thing about zombie movies is that they always became the same movie. Like they didn't do anything new with it. Where I think superhero movies, they can do new things with. I think that's what I respect about what Marvel's doing, is that a lot of their movies are just Iron Man all over again. Ant-Man worked, but because it was Iron Man. Thor was just Iron Man. All of the first ones are Iron Man, but the second
He built the ants in a cave.
But all the it's like Scott Lang built these ants in a cave with lots of scraps. But
How did?
they build a formula that they repeat for like the first movie, but then the rest of the movies they kind of change it up. Like my favorite Marvel movie is still Captain America: Winter Soldier, because they were like, hey, what if we do a superhero movie that's also a spy movie? Like doing that stuff. I think Ant-Man would have been a little better because they were trying, like, what if it was a heist movie, but they didn't quite go fully into that. I think it would have worked better, but they're doing that kind of stuff. Like, what if we took a superhero thing but put it in sort of this framework, which I think is what's going to help keep it refreshing.
So, I just I guess I could see it working like that. I want to see Ocean's 13 with just superheroes.
Absolutely.
Like if they do things like that,
which
then
I think is what we're kind of going to get hopefully with Suicide Squad. I think that's kind of it.
All right, so I have a huge complaint about Suicide Squad that I've come across.
Okay, hold on. You got to spoon feed this to me. I'm not a comic
expert. None of this is in the show notes. None of this is in the show notes.
Our producer's gonna kill us.
Oh God! My
Well, I
dad's
was
gonna take away
going
my
to spoon
Jetta.
feed it to you, but you cut me off and asked me to. All right.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite kind of villains that I really admire, not just for sexiness reasons, but the complexity of the character has been the Joker's sidekick. There, she started off as a sidekick. You have Harley Quinn.
Dr.
She became more than that as the comics went on. But she had this really deep, complex background where she used to be the psychiatrist for the Joker. And through whatever, I won't get into it because I don't want to ruin it for people, but she did end up becoming the Joker's kind of sidekick, love, interest kind of deal.
Yeah.
And they really developed her character in the comics. They ended up recently in the comics and in this movie going back and just saying, rather than adding all these complex layers to why she became infatuated with the Joker, we're just going to force it on her. So she falls in a vat of acid or whatever that the Joker puts her in, and then she comes out and automatically she loves the Joker.
Yeah, I think.
Let's just take all that shit that really made her a character, and we're just going to throw it out the window.
Well, DC fucked their whole goddamn universe with New 52 and it's all shit. But I think. I don't know if I think they might keep. I haven't looked too much into what they're doing with Suicide Squad, but they're showing the origins, and I think we might see some of that. See some of Harley Quinn.
There's a part in one of the trailers where Harley Quinn is normal, falls in a vat, comes out, and then all of a sudden,
If you look at it, I know the scene you're talking about in the latest trailer. It's kind of a baptism thing where it's not like where he's like putting her in this thing, and it doesn't look like she's falling. It looks like he's lowering her like a baptism. So I'm thinking it's sort of she kind of fucking falls off a rocker, and he exploits that because he's fucking mad.
Maniacal, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it plays up. It might be. But yeah, I think they're keeping that. I think DC doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their comics, which is why they're relaunching all their shit again anyways. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I like Harley Quinn a lot. Just the idea that she was the Joker's therapist, got turned into his just weird sidekick, and I also love she's a character who was invented for the 1990s cartoon show that they loved so much they made her canon in the comics.
Oh my gosh! I didn't
And
realize that.
the other, again, I suppose you'd be like, what kind of man are you? But like,
I say that every time.
They wear less. Harley Quinn and her constituents wear less in the movie than they do in the comics, which I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that it's pretty amazing.
The new 52 stuff, not so much. But yeah, I do hate that kind of stuff, especially like the Batman video games, the Arkham games. She progressively wore the first one. She was dressed like a nurse, which made sense because she was like
because of the whole.
She was breaking into the asylum and it worked. And the second one, she was just wearing like leather pants and stuff. And the third one, it's like she progressively was wearing less and less.
You get more armor by wearing less clothes. So you're
There was a DLC for the latest Batman game where she's like in her original like 90s Harlequin stuff, which I think works real fun. But I've
seen a lot more of her being cosplayed. Actually, at Halloween 2015, I think there was 2 or 3 of them at a party I was at, and I don't know, just noticing her more and more. Is she becoming
She's becoming more visual. I mean, she's been in the games, which has been a big step forward because after the cartoons kind of petered out a little bit. She hadn't been in those as much, and they're not as like approachable. And the video games made her a little bit approachable, and definitely this movie will make her make her stand out even more.
And for the people not familiar, I mean, at least in the cartoon, what was so nice about building her character, she also ended up leaving the Joker side, joining up with Poison Ivy, and starting to develop this like own personality. So she's no longer. So some people are like, well, look, she's becoming a feminist because she can support herself. But at the same time, like it was more about developing a character.
Yeah.
Because they realized that people enjoyed her so much that they could show that she could stand on her own. It's just like, must Google Harley Quinn.
I'm just going to save this for later, guys. Oh, my God. Yeah. Actually, I was typing in our next topic here, kind of moving on. I mean, all this talk about Harley Quinn's got me thinking about Valentine's Day, and I was just wondering, you guys have any plans for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I'm going to fuck a pile of Frisbees.
All right, pretty romantic stuff you got going on. You and a bunch of old men.
No, just me alone.
And a bunch of Frisbees.
Fucking one man, one pile of Frisbees in the shape of a woman.
Oh,
isn't that a movie? One man, one pile of Frisbees.
Yeah.
No, it's 2 Frisbees, 1 man. It's just wah 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 wah.
And then I'm gonna buy more Frisbees and then recreate that scene from Debbie Does Dallas, where like it's the car wash scene. Yeah, it's like, you us money for this car wash. It's like, oh, maybe I can think of a way to pay you.
But he's gonna do lines of coke before he fucks those Frisbees.
Isn't that what happened in Debbie Does Dallas?
She was so high on coke the whole time, it was amazing.
Oh my God, I've never actually seen that. I've only heard references to it.
We did when I was in college. We did like a showing. We invited all our friends over.
A showing? What? Like you rented out the gymnasium and then put it on a projector?
Like, hey, listen, we're gonna have Debbie Does Dallas. So we invited everyone over. All our friends.
So it was like a fun thing.
And we just sat around eating popcorn, watching Debbie Does Dallas.
I skimmed through it a couple of months ago because my sketch group was thinking about doing an entire show.
What? Your sketch group skimmed through? I guess
together. We made it very specific. We came up with the idea.
Listen, we're only doing this for research, okay?
Yeah.
Now everyone take your clothes off.
No, we were like,
grab your sketchbooks.
This would be an awesome idea if we did like a sketch show based around Debbie Does Dallas. And it's like none of us had like if any of us had seen it, it'd been forever or maybe like pieces, and we're like, we should all watch it, but not together. Like go home and watch it, and then come back with a couple of ideas.
We'll take notes and wear lab coats so it's official.
if you wear lab coats, then totally yeah.
Is that where you came up with your Frisbee fucking idea? Is that if we follow the path of thought and Frisbee?
No, this has been a dream of mine for a long time, and I
don't knock his dream. This is America, all right?
I don't appreciate the constant jokes.
Listen, once you have one man and a pile of Frisbees, people are going to be having sex with animals.
omnisexivore. He
It's
likes.
a pile of frisbees in the shape of a woman, okay?
How do you pile frisbees to shape like a woman?
I don't know yet. We haven't figured it out.
The scientists will tell us.
I'll talk to Trey.
My visual mind already went to work at that. I was like, frisbee.
Trey's
okay,
working on it right now as we speak.
Wait a second. You have another man helping you make your pile of frisbee woman?
Yeah, he's arranging it. It's an arranged marriage
He's the fluffer.
An arranged marriage?
between me and my pile of frisbees.
You were just making love. I didn't know you were getting married. Maybe I should fly out this weekend. Sarah, cancel the Valentine's plans. We're going to see Eric marry a pile of frisbees.
If
Well,
things
it's like
go
this-
my way,
It's like that old school idea with the royalty that you have to have a group of people watch them consummate the marriage. So we'll all
Who
fly
would be
out
fit
there.
for my daughter, who is a pile of frisbees? Ah, the young Eric Reichert boy. Send him over. He's perfect for my pile of frisbees daughter.
that man wearing a white button-up, an Argyle sweater vest, and nothing else.
You there, the one with the bloody soaked hoodie.
Wait,
You shall be fit for my pile of frisbee daughter.
yeah, the outdoor sports empire kingdom will live forever. Will prosper. He seems fit enough, just fit enough for the pile of frisbees woman.
He's gonna be fucking a pile of frisbees. What are you doing, Joe?
I'm actually planning on doing the exact same thing. I think it sounds great.
Oh,
Same
when I
pile of
say it, it's fucking 20 minutes of bits, 20 minutes of bits. But then you're like talking, yeah, I'm doing that too. Like, fuck you, man.
It's the new thing. It's sweeping the nation. It's frisbee mania.
Apparently, it's only got as far as Michigan, because I wouldn't say it's gotten over here yet. So it's
And not
still
yet.
sweeping.
It's
on
just, it's on its way in. Don't worry. Let it happen. No, so now that I'm married,
gonna get jealous of the new pile of frisbees that I'm having.
no, you got to watch out for the pile of dodgeballs. Those are out. They're so jealous all
What are
the
you
time.
trying to talk dodgeballs? What are you trying to say, Joe?
Hey, I have standard dodgeballs.
I just like the dodgeballs' personalities.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. What are we talking about? I'm gonna be. So now that I'm married, I'm a married guy. I'm just like, oh man,
You don't
Valentine's
have to do
Day.
anything now. You're like, I'm done. She can't get
Yeah,
mad at
I was
me.
just like, I got my Star
What
Wars
you
shirt
gonna
on. I was like, we're gonna watch some Netflix. We're not even gonna chill. We're just gonna watch Netflix. That's so good.
We've gotten
No,
past the chilling. We're now on to just Netflix.
no, we could. Yeah, exactly. We'll chill some other time. I'm really interested to see what happens in this telenovela you're watching. No, it has all English subtitles. I love it.
No,
I'm
you
g-
hate subtitles. You specifically told us you hate watching things with subtitles. This story's falling apart already.
No, my lies, my web of lies has been
There
ruined,
goes the
foiled.
continuity right out the door.
Because I'm always like, hey, you should watch this show or this movie, and you're like, is it in English? Or does it have dub?
That's
Fuck
happened
that.
once, and it was Battle of Titan or whatever, and Attack on Titan, and I really want to watch it, but I don't have Crunchyroll. Not a sponsor. Please sponsor us, Crunchyroll, and then I'll be able to watch your damn anime.
Oh, Joe, are you the only one who doesn't have Crunchyroll?
I don't have
No.
it.
Oh, all right.
Are you, Ike? Are you the only one who has Crunchyroll?
I guess I am.
Oh man. So what I'm doing for Valentine's Day is we're doing nothing on Valentine's Day, but I got like a pretty badass restaurant reservation like 2 days before Valentine's Day because I thought about it like
That's
last
like
week.
McDonald's, man, with the tablecloths, amazing.
Did you? They're White Castle.
The White Castle, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's White Castle. You can rent a table at White Castle. That's the burger place you ate at, Eric.
I fucking know.
Rent it.
All right. Sorry. I just want to make sure you know. Jeez, God, lay off, dude.
How do you rent a
Jeez.
table at White Castle?
You go to White Castle and you say, "May I have your finest table by the soda fountain?" Please.
Bring us all the sodas. Do not let it stop.
slip the White Castle guy like an extra $1 so you don't have to sit near the bathroom. Like, yeah, a little. How does George Washington feel about rearranging the seating?
Can we have three? Can we have 6 sliders and two drinks? Don't worry, babe. I got this.
So your card's declined. Like, oh god, you gotta work the kitchen.
You're like, don't worry, babe. I have 75 cents in my pocket.
No one wants to Netflix and chill with White Castle breath. Like onion breath, that's gonna
But
be bad.
if you both have it,
I guess, yeah, and it's like two negatives. It makes it positive.
Or fucking brush your teeth. You goddamn monster.
Well, no, I mean, like, if you just eat White Castle and then, like, the mood strikes you, then you got little...
They sell gum. It's a thing.
No, White Castle doesn't sell gum.
Anywhere else.
Anywhere.
But it doesn't taste weird for the other person if they also have the breath.
Right, yeah. I think you should just go with it. You just both have stinky breath at that point. Ike, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
It's in the air right now. It looks like there may be D&D on Sunday.
Oh, sexy D&D?
Yeah, with a group of people.
Strip D&D? Is that a thing?
You take 6 hit points, or you lose your shirt. No, like we've been trying to figure out when to play D&D because it's been a few weeks. So somebody's like, "Well, I was gonna do it Friday, but it's the fiance's mother's birthday." So we're like, "Oh, maybe." But there's a fetish fair going on this weekend, so we can't go to. We're going to that.
Whoa, that sounds like a Valentine's thing to do.
Yeah, but we're going with a group of people. I mean, it's like you don't watch.
You're going with a
Dallas.
group.
You don't watch Debbie Does Dallas by yourself. You watch it with a group of people.
Right.
It's
a group movie.
Yeah. So this is a group outing. So we figured maybe Sunday we might do D&D, or we'll put it off to next week since it's break. But so I don't know what Sunday holds for me. Usually it's like, we're gonna go out to a special restaurant. I'm like, let's just eat in.
See, I've copped out the last few years. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. We'll just get by on love, and then I'm like, okay, fine. I'll take you to a really nice restaurant. So
see, I don't mind the nice restaurant idea, but I don't like it on Valentine's Day. Like, let's do it before or after. Like, I don't want to do it. Let's, like, postpone it or have it sooner. That way we don't have to deal with all the other lovey-dovey bullshit.
See, that's exactly how I'm feeling, too. I'm like, well, it's also a lot easier for me to get table seating right here. I don't have to go,
No, you don't go at that angle. It's not like, oh, it'd be easier for me to get the nice tables on the day. But,
well, I'm telling you that.
Yeah. But you go like, hey, listen, I don't want to deal with all the other couples who are, like, vomiting love all over each other.
That's so gross. Love.
I wish I had more confidence in dealing with that kind of stuff, because I was out with some friends once, and we were like, I forget, we were all at a bar or something, and then like we were standing outside the circle, and like one of those people selling flowers was like, because there was a girl in the group, she's like, would you like to buy a rose? And then my friend Majid just goes, I don't know this girl. And I was like, well, I would just be like, oh no, don't think I'm okay. But he just like, I don't know her.
Okay, this is a quick topic. Have you guys ever been sang to at like a restaurant or like by carolers?
Oh yeah. There's this place that we go all the time for Christmas. This Italian joint, and like one year they had like an accordion singer. I'm like, oh god damn it! Like one year it was like, and then like one year they had like a magician. So like
Joe was actually the singer.
That was me. I was singing in Italian, real life Italian. Master Choli, I eat a cannoli.
It's a Sicilian restaurant, but
he was singing the
Sicilian. It was a Sicilian restaurant. Never trust a Sicilian when death is on the line.
You gotta take it up. It was a Sicilian restaurant.
Sorry, yeah, I haven't seen The Princess Bride in a really long time. It's so awkward to be sang to, like even if it's a mariachi band or magic trick guy, or the worst is like if you're at your house and then carolers and you know the carolers and they're just sitting there like looking you in the eye and like fa la 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 la, like, go away, and then you can't just shut the door. You can't shut the door on the people you know. You have to sit there and wait for them to sing all fucking 30 verses of Silent Night.
I mean, you can shut the door. And
when they ask you later why you shut the door, you'd be like, listen, I have to take a really big crap.
Your problem is you answered the door.
They know we're home. There's 14 cars in front of the house. Like, what are we supposed to do?
But if you look through the keyhole and you see who it is, you can just turn around and walk away. And
there's a window at the door.
Just immediately shut off all the lights. When all the lights are on in the house, and then they start lights off.
Lights off. They get the picture. You get the picture. Anyway, guys, we need to start wrapping things up. Thanks a bunch for listening. Make sure if you are going to start a podcast, why not check out shoutengine.com, where you can get a podcast going in under 5 minutes. And also, I'm there to help you out any step of the way. Hit that support button, and I will help you out. And we want to
because I'm going to jump in on you and cut you off halfway through anyway.
Okay.
I want to know for next week, because you can email us at theshow@justcoolenough.com. That's the show at justcoolenough.com. Would you pay for YouTube is what I want to know. If YouTube, because they have YouTube Red coming out. We didn't get to that story, but I'm curious out there. Would you pay for content that you might already get for free if you didn't want to pay for it?
Yeah, I think that's something we're going to discuss next week.
Do you ever watch YouTube videos and think to yourself, man, I wish I could not see these ads and have this money not go to the people that need it?
Yeah,
that's true.
Send us your thoughts on YouTube Red, the show at justcoolenough.com. That is the email address. Also, we want to give a big, awesome, huge shout out to Alpha Geek Radio, and shout out to Todd out in our chat room right now. Thanks for coming and supporting Just Cool Enough. You can go see other quality live streaming broadcasts like the Daily Tech News Show with Tom Merritt, all on alphageekradio.com. Check it out. That's my favorite tech show. That is my go-to thing to keep myself updated. And then make sure to we have not gotten a good iTunes review in a long time. Even if you go by and just say reviews are helpful, that helps us. We're really trying to clean things up here, if you can't tell.
Shit's weak.
Shit's weak. Everybody loves that review. Go check it out in your iTunes client. And Ike, thanks for cleaning up the Ask for Emails part. Eric, you ready to take us out of here?
Yeah, you guys can always follow me on Instagram. I'm at mostly shit on Instagram.
You can follow me on Twitter, where I say things every once in a while, sometimes mostly complaints, at Joe Q Carr.
And if you want to hear me talk about Overwatch, because you don't have Overwatch, you can follow me on Blizzard clients at Railvis at 14 or number hashtag 1410.
Railvis1410. And if you want to get any of the links, go check our show notes on justcoolenough.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Ha!
Fuck off.
Oh, Eric!
Troll you later.
Why? I was like, that's gonna be our new sign off. Thanks for listening, and then like a little low, a little high, and you just came in swinging with your F words.
6-month plan better have fuck you later on
Bow,
it.
bow, bow, bow. God, okay, I'm stopping the broadcast. I hate.